some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson. Welcome to Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handigriff along with Jimmy Ott. Jordan Kitchen's back in the studio as we're here on the patio area at Walk-Ons because the weather is phenomenal today. Great, big sunshine, and your fall temperatures couldn't be any more perfect today. We would like for it to be this way on Saturday. The forecast is
it's a long shot, huh?
A little somewhat sketchy, but we'll see. I think the temperatures will be fine. You're going to catch some rain. We'll see how that goes. But good to be here at Walk-On. It's going to be a big
and they're getting ready, man.
Big party, yeah. Look, the double tents and stuff outside, and look, when you come to an LSU game, you gotta swing by Walk-Ons here before and after the game.
You know, our ESPN radio, they're Amber Wilson and Jonathan Zaslow, they're doing their show set up. They got the traveling studio, which they set up, and the first 200 attendees receive a free jambalaya and a chance to win a pair of tickets to the game on Saturday night. So free admission featuring live DJ, outdoor seating with big screen TVs, several activations. So hey, they're making a caravan. They started out very first week with Texas at Ohio State coming through here. 2 weeks they'll be in Tuscaloosa for LSU and Alabama, but this week is right here at Walk-Ons for the ESPN Radio College Football Game Day Tailgate Tour.
Looking forward to that, and LSU and Texas A&M. Lot to get to with that, but Jimmy, I want to talk about this story, this Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier thing, because we spent a lot of time talking about sports wagering on this show, obviously, and you heard it on the national show. They were talking about it before that. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, both arrested as part of an investigation into illegal sports betting and rigged poker games. This was announced earlier today. There were 34 people that were arrested. They covered 11 states, millions and millions. Kash Patel, who's an FBI director, said tens of millions of dollars. This involves 4 mafia families, an organized crime network, and what Patel called a mind-boggling amount of fraud. Now, the sports portion of this is that Rozier was arrested, as was Billups. They're on different teams now. Rozier's with the Heat, and Billups is, of course, coaching the Blazers. But they flagged a game from
These are connected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They flagged a game from this is all connected, sort of. I mean, this was a Pelicans game, actually, against the Hornets when Rozier was playing for the Hornets. And this was 2 years ago. This was March of 2023. There were 30 different wagers that came in from a known professional bettor in less than an hour on unders on Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists. So the sports books put a halt to it after 46 minutes. They flagged it after 46 minutes. Rozier played in the game for 10 minutes, left the game with a foot injury. Now, the NBA looked into this 2 years ago. And they, at the time, didn't see anything that was that was screwy at the time. But they kept looking into it. Now it's been flagged into this thing. Billups it's a little bit less clear what his role in all of this is, but they're both facing money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy charges. So I can't speak to the poker stuff, the underground poker games, the mafia's involvement in that. The sports end of it, though, we can talk about because this ain't the first time, okay? And I mean, what we've seen is that they're getting better and better at flagging this stuff very quickly. Most of it is involved with two things: either prop bets on individuals or somebody dealing some inside information to somebody for a professional bet. There was another arrest made in this case by an assistant coach in the NBA who was a Cavs assistant for 3 years that was giving inside information out on this thing. So again, the poker games, the mafia involvement, that's a big FBI sting. I can't speak to all of that. And Billups' role is a little bit.
But you said he connected. I don't see how they.
Well, they arrested them all at the same time is the way it's connected. Were Billups and Rozier in the same game? No, not that I can see. Okay, it's a separate indictment on both of them, but it's all part of the largest thing. So I don't want to mislead you. Was Billups and Rozier in the same game that's being flagged? No. Okay, were they arrested in the same investigation? Yes. So it's connected in that way. They found this thing in less than an hour, and they got him. They got him under investigation. What I would ask to the NBA is, if you went through this and you investigated and you didn't find anything, what did the feds find that you didn't find? Because the NBA's got all of this information at their fingertips. All of these betting corporations, they're all intertwined. They have the information. If an unusual amount of money comes in on something like Terry Rozier, who's a good player but not a star by any means, you see an unusual amount of money come in, it gets flagged. You see an unusual amount of money come in on a college baseball game that's being played in Baton Rouge but is being bet in Cincinnati, and a six-figure bet comes in, yeah, that's going to raise some suspicions. So in a ways, they've got a lot of safeguards on this thing they wouldn't have if this stuff wasn't legal. On the other hand, it's a lot more opportunities to
What's
to
one
wager.
more thing that's a red flag? It raises an alert that you haven't mentioned.
Go ahead.
It's the under.
Yeah, the
I mean,
under.
you know,
Sure.
I can try and get the over,
Right.
but I mean,
No guarantee. You
yeah,
get
I
the
mean,
over.
it's easy to manipulate the unders. There are some player props, and a lot, the people that bet on sports gambling know this already, but a lot of them that don't offer unders. Those are the ones, the old school point shaving deal was when you're a big favorite and we're gonna sandbag and we're gonna win, but come under the number. When Tulane is favored by 10 over Southern Miss, and they win by 4. When the Bulls are favored by 16 over the Kings, and they win by 8.
Yeah.
So these type of things. But there's a lot of moving parts. You can have one player try and do it and still. But it's more of the games. This is all new. And this is where the mobile sites, because of the competitiveness, and we talk about the folks in Vegas, man, we can't even bet on the draft. We can't do this. We can't do that. We don't have the menu that you have where simply the mobile sites, because they're trying to, like a DraftKings or a Bet Rivers or a FanDuel, they're trying to have the most extensive betting menu because it's more appealing. These are the player props are popular for the most common bet place now, and that's the 6, 8, 10-team parlays, or leg parlays, that you put these player props involved. Used to be the Super Bowl only. No. But, and it's, this is Rozier, this is exactly what Jonte Porter did. He was going to take himself out early where there was no way he was going to go over his number. It was going to go under. Yeah. And it's by far the easiest to manipulate. I like the fact that the state of Louisiana is no college player props. One of our buddies, Brian Edwards, is on and they offer them in Florida. Now there's only one out, and that's Hard Rock, the Seminole tribe, the casino. But that's the other thing. College baseball is such a low volume bet sport that, my goodness, you're going to do that. I mean, a $5,000 bet on a college baseball game will draw attention. They'll look in kind of game. But if it's a guy that makes $5,000 bets, 30 times during the course of the week or something like that, well, no, that's not a big. But it's way more than your thing. But this Keyshawn Boutte, who had his sports gambling, well, he was betting on himself. And
Right.
you even go back to Pete Rose. Well, he's betting he might compromise the 162-game season because he's putting more emphasis on some games. I can understand that. But betting on yourself is, well, you hope the players try anyway. I mean, so the under is really, really alarming.
Yeah.
And the other thing, John, most of these late parlays, these are square bettors, these are casual bettors. They're not pulling for unders. How
No.
long it take you to bet unders? I
It's
mean,
excruciating.
you
to
know what I
watch.
mean?
It still is, yeah.
It's the easiest to manipulate. If they're betting an under for an unusual amount, it's an instant flag.
Okay, so you're talking about $13,000. The reason that this is getting, in my opinion, so much over dramatization today is because these are bigger names. Okay, these are bigger names than Jonte Porter, who outside of his brother nobody had ever heard of. You've heard of Terry Rozier if you follow the NBA at all, and you've certainly heard of Chauncey Billups, who's in the Hall of Fame and has won a championship. Rozier's involvement in this is, to me, nothing more than what Porter did. He's betting on an under, he's faking an injury, and he's going out. Throw him out of the league, and you'll be done with it. But the hyperbole of this is, I heard this in two different places this morning. This is the biggest scandal since the 19 Black Sox. This is the biggest scandal ever. It's not. It's not even close. And I'll give you a bunch of reasons why. Okay, number one, the 1919 Black Sox were 8 players that conspired to throw the World Series, not to shave points or to what. You can read the book, you can see the movie. I've done both. They were conspiring. They were going to throw the series. Okay, the situation that happened with Tim Donaghy to me is so much worse. So much worse. If you think, well, just ban all gambling, this will be done. No, Tim Donaghy, to me, that was the one that could have brought the whole thing down. Donaghy, and this happened long before sports gambling was legalized anywhere but Vegas, okay, officiated games that he bet on for 10 seasons, okay? 10 seasons worth of games. It was almost 800 games that he did. It actually went on longer than 10 seasons, but 10 seasons worth of games, okay? If you have an official who has direct influence over how the game finishes, is betting on one side or the other, that's a big deal, okay?
Well, they're betting through illegal books who are not not partnered in with the NBA, and this is when the NBA wanted like an integrity fee or something. Well, no, they're policing the whole
that
thing.
That happened 17 years ago, okay? And it took them 10 years to catch him, okay? 10 seasons worth of games to catch him.
Well, you can still bet through a legal bookmaker.
Sure,
okay?
You can.
And he could do that. And is that some of that stuff going on? Maybe so.
Yeah. So
Maybe
to me, this is nowhere near what the Black Sox did. This is nowhere near the Donaghy thing, both of which could have brought the sport down.
Besides happening on the same day, being involved in an illegal a legal rigged poker game is completely different from a player manipulating a player prop. I don't see how these are connected they happen the same day, arrested the same day.
Well, it's it's
Are
part
they
of this.
the same people? I mean,
yes. Yes,
we're talking about
that's
tens of millions of dollars versus 13,000.
They called it right, and so I don't actually.
I don't get how they're connected.
Well, because the same people are running these poker games that are running some of these organized crime organizations. The East District of New York.
The organized crime, they ain't worried about $13,000 in player props. I don't think.
That's just part of it. Okay, they arrested 34 people today.
That's these people that are involved with were placing the bets.
This thing is going on while this is happening in real time. So I'm not listening to the press conference anymore like I was an hour ago. But there were 34 people arrested, okay? This was 11 states, millions of dollars, organized crime, poker games, NBA betting. Is Billups tied to Rozier? I don't see that other
like
than they were
separate
arrested.
incidents to me.
Separate incidents.
But, I mean, there might be these guys, if they arrested 40 people in the poker game and some of the 40 are placing the bets on Rozier, okay, well, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case.
6 defendants are involved in the sports betting. 31 are in the poker games. They all are involved with the same people. So, yeah, all of this came down on the same day, but it's different incidents. Yes. So we'll see. It's bad. To me, what the assistant coach did, the guy for Cleveland, man, to me that's almost worse. It was Damon Jones was a coach for the Cavaliers. He was sharing injury information.
The old player from Vanderbilt.
I'm not really sure where he went to college,
Okay.
but maybe he was in the league for about a decade, and he's kind of a journeyman guy, and he was an assistant coach in Cleveland. He's sharing inside information with known professional gamblers. Okay, well, that's a problem. All right, if you're a coach, you can't share injury information or anything. Okay, I mean they make that as clear as possible. Okay, you are not allowed to gamble on your sport. Period. You're not allowed to share information. You're not allowed to give stuff like that. So to me, that's a big deal. Okay, I don't know what Billups. I still haven't found out what Billups' deal is. But for Jones, if you're an assistant coach and you're sharing information from inside the locker room with gamblers, okay, well, you got to go. You got to be banned from the sport for life. If you're Rozier and you're organizing bets on your under and you check out of the game with a fake injury, you got to be thrown out of the league forever.
Well, I mean, any job. I mean.
Yeah. This is blatant breaking of the law. We're here at Walkons, corner Burbank and Nicholson, less than a mile of Tiger Stadium.
Yes, indeed, man. Beautiful weather on the patio, enjoying the open air today. But, yes, the ESPN Radio College Football Game Day tailgate. They're broadcasting here in the parking lot 9 to 11 a.m. We got concerts following the game again. This is part of the tour. There have been Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, and Miami, Alabama, Georgia, Texas A&M, and South Bend last week with South Carolina and Notre Dame. They're going to be Georgia, Florida next week, and LSU and Alabama. So that's nice that they picked LSU A&M over the Morality Bowl in Fayetteville, huh? Between Hugh Freeze and Bobby Petrino. So anyway, it's festive over here, man. It's Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Come on by and make Walk-Ons your meeting place before, during, and after. So it's walking distance. The grass lot is free parking. Get here early enough. Got plenty of TVs and a patio. So just great food, great service, cold drinks, game day specials with the cocktails, and just the original Walk-Ons. This is where it all started, within walking distance of Tiger Stadium.
Live at lunch from Walk-Ons, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. Louisianasports.net. Louisianasports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's Louisianasports.net. The Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Goldie Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walkons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. It's brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com, supporting our Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. Line holding pretty steady, just underneath a field goal for A&M and LSU.
They don't want to get to 3. They sense that some sharp action would pop on LSU +3 really quickly.
We got another injury report yesterday. Whit Weeks is doubtful. That is the most, I say this is the most influential, but you do have to talk about Tyree Adams being out at left tackle as well. He missed most of the Vanderbilt game and is going to miss this game too, which means you're going to have DJ Chester out at that left tackle. And it's just another ding. Adams had played not terribly well. He had played better on the left side than Davis had on the right side. But Chester has played a lot of football, but he hasn't played a lot of tackle. One of the things in the film study that showed up is there was some bad hand placement and things like that, some bad footwork out on the outside. It's a difficult thing that they're asking him to do. He's the backup center. He's a backup guard, and he's a backup tackle, and he's done that on both sides. So I'm not suggesting that what they're asking him to do is easy, but against an A&M team that that boasts the SEC leader in sacks, it does create a problem for LSU in this game. So
A&M, how they look besides their leading rusher, Le'Veon Moss?
They got a couple of safeties out, but nothing terribly new. They're outside of Moss.
She has more injuries than A&M.
A&M, yes, and A&M doesn't have their best defensive player out, or one of their best defensive players out the way LSU does, and A&M's not missing their guy that started every game at left tackle. So yes, LSU's situation is
Weeks' the best player on LSU's defense. Delane?
No, right now Delane is. I should have said the best player coming into
Halsey?
Halsey's had a better year than Weeks too. You're right. Coming into the season, he was considered their best defensive player.
Coming into the season, Penn State was number 2.
He has not had their best.
Coming into the season, Nussmeier was projected to throw about 4,500 yards.
Over 4,000. All right. LSU's middle linebacker or inside linebacker is a key guy.
Y'all watched the film. How much of the confusion was part of him not being there?
Certainly on the Pavia runs in the middle of the field, it was vacant, and that's where he would have been. So that's two that I can tell you. I can't tell you that they would have caught the delayed tight end drag that they ran twice if Weeks was there. But yeah, they missed him. They missed him.
I mean,
They missed Gooden too. Gooden is a very active interior defensive lineman, and that was the first game they've been without him for, and they missed him too. He's got a better chance to participate on Saturday than Weeks does.
but one of the top three or so guys you can least afford to lose on a defense. Defense was, supposed to be deeper than most, and LSU's got some injuries, but still not. Not more than most people have at this time. Even though, they may be a little bit more it may be more banged up than A&M, but I think the biggest injury is the guy that's playing every game. That's Nussmeier.
Yeah.
You can't go from one of the strongest arms in college football to one of the weakest. So,
I thought his arm was fine in this game. The throws I saw, I didn't see any that he short-armed. I didn't see anything that he left.
I think he's taking a beating too.
Well, now that's a whole different thing.
If you're hurt and you're taking a beating, that's just ain't fun and getting that.
But I don't think his arm is compromised the way I did 2 games ago. At least that's not what I saw on film.
The damn statistics show that.
Yeah.
The arm strength meter.
Is he tired of getting hit? Yeah. Is he
that
tired
affecting
of having,
his decisions? Yeah.
A lack of a running game? Sure.
Yeah.
All of those things. I agree with you there. And what type of game is it realistic to expect him to have on Saturday? Because for them to win, I think he's got to be really good. I don't think he can be average.
A&M's defense has not traveled. It has not traveled. The 2 road games, they gave up gobs of yardage.
Was that before Elko was calling the defenses, though?
Well, one was, and one was Saturday.
Okay.
Notre Dame and Arkansas went up and down the field on them.
And
that's their 2 road games.
And how did Arkansas largely go up and down the field on them? Quarterback had a great day, right?
Well, he can, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, Charlie, they gave up like 13 explosive plays or something, plays over 20 yards. It was over and over, and just big play after big play for a team that was. So opponents were 2 of 35 on 3rd/4th down.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You know who Texas A&M's defense mirrors statistically yards per play? It's almost exactly the same. Vanderbilt. Team that just played. It's within 100th of a yard, 300ths of a yard difference between the 2 of them in yards per play. Now,
on defense,
mm-hmm.
overall.
But
and look, Auburn's offense is a mess. Florida moved the ball in the first half, but we know that Lagway certainly is prone to being, kind of all over the place. And Mississippi State is
okay.
I don't know. Yeah, they're okay.
They're okay.
But is A&M a better team than LSU this year? Sure they are. But so was Ole Miss last year.
The margin is really close. A&M won their 2 one-score games. LSU lost their 2.
This is a roto-rooter special stinky line, man, all over it. There's 2 lines that people say, man, A&M's only 2.5. They're not. 78% of the spread tickets are on A&M. They're not moving it for a reason. Okay. And wait a minute, SMU hadn't lost a regular season conference game since November of 2022 against Tulane and Willie Fritz, and they're only 3 at Wake Forest. They just exercised a little revenge in the ACC championship game against a preseason top 5 team, and they host a current top 10 team in Miami next week. And a little trip to Winston-Salem this week, on the road.
Right.
But I'm not going to compare Winston-Salem, that little Crackerjack box stadium, compared to LSU. It is important to get off to a good start, a competitive start. You fall behind 2 scores at halftime, half that stadium's gone.
The difference in these 2 teams is minuscule. The 1-score games, A&M is 3-0. LSU is 1-2. If any of those scores were reversed, you'd feel a lot different about them, but you can't do that.
And it was an ultimate 50-50 game. Miss an extra point South Bend.
And
They
Notre
scored.
Dame, yeah.
They scored. They had the kickoff call back, or Notre Dame would have had the last possession. Whoever had the ball last is going to win that game. And then it came down to a 4th down, 4th and 8, 4th and 10, maybe. I mean, your boy made a play. I mean, he's improved, but I mean, it's Notre Dame better than LSU? We think. But I mean, what's their best win? So. Anyway, don't forget our friends over at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get when you call 296-0060. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at the original Walk-Ons Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation in the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your...
I just sent it. So you got a triple. Rejoin the sponsor, Colucci, and then the Gucci. So thank you, buddy.
You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiella at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
This season, we've got prep football in double coverage. Hey, it's Gate Wazan inviting you to join me Friday nights at 6 for Louisiana Prep Preview, followed by Catholic High Football on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Then over on Talk 107.3, it's Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report from 6 to 11 p.m., bringing you live in-game updates, final scores, and check-ins with correspondents from every corner of the state. It's all presented by Dr. Pepper. Scores on Talk. Theirs on ESPN. It's our Prep Football double coverage, presented by Dr. Pepper.
It's time It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh,
Hey,
yes.
Abby, there's a hockey game tonight. Who am I waiting to hear from?
You know, when you got the kids screaming in Baton Rouge for back-to-back 3-in-1 weeks, huh? I mean, the kids, the Gucci! Huh?
Hey, love it. Love it. I remember that old school. You guys used to play that all the time. They were off to a good start this year, so now it feels good.
Yes. How about you? 5-1 on the ice last 2 Thursdays, huh? Congratulations.
I appreciate it, and we're making some money as the Colucci train rolls on here in the NHL. This is what we wait for, guys. I mean, it's either this or the NFL. That's what I really focus on. Starting to focus on a little NBA, but now we're seeing all this trouble today that'll just put, stick in the wheel that'll just make you flip over your head. So the NBA is a very tough nut to handicap and gamble on. You can get a read on the rosters, but, some of this focus that they're going on today and breaking out, guys sitting out, guys taking injuries. See, that's what you got to deal with, and it's this is why the NFL has an injury report.
Well, let me ask you, what at the Rampart in the South Point, what is the menu as far as player props in the NBA and things like that?
Well, we haven't put up nothing yet, just because it was opening night, so we get a feel on it. But,
Okay.
We try to do over-under points scored, stuff like that.
Okay.
On the marquee games, Chris keeps it to a minimum because Chris knows we're old school. We know what goes on. We don't want to leave ourselves exposed. We always say we're two brick-and-mortar properties. There's only the South Point and the Rampart. So you have to keep in mind, the more you put up, it's harder to sell off, especially if there's inside information and guys start scheming. I mean, they're even talking about a game where LeBron sat out against the Bucks. And, there was inside information. So you get a game like that, you figure you're playing in Milwaukee. Bucks are like 2.5 with LeBron and Luka on the other side of the ball. You take LeBron out of the equation and you see what happened to them the other night. Regardless of LeBron's skill set at this age, it's still a huge factor when you have these guys sitting out. And now you're just going to see a plethora of situations, videos, social media where guys are just, the guys that are implicated are just basically turning the ball over. You're going to see a lot of that. And trust me, it's not going on like that constantly. But, you watch Goodfellas, guys. I mean, that Boston College stuff was real. A lot of these, sniffing out, when Texas and Arizona State out here, we run a tight ship in Las Vegas. And this stuff is definitely more relevant and out there because of dissemination of gambling throughout the 50 states. Now, I'm an advocate. I love it. I could book anywhere in the United States, in the world, basically. But you have to keep in mind, it has to be policed. There's too many, just easy ways to bet, easy ways for these players to bet. And what's incredible, Jimmy, they're making millions and millions of dollars, and it's still not enough. So you got these guys dipping into an illegal stream, promoting different things, and it becomes scary as a bookmaker. But, here in Las Vegas, we keep things, under control. And Chris, Jimmy, Vinny, we're the old school guys. Myself, we do it at, hardcore to keep our eyes out for things like this. And that's why you don't have these expanded player prop menus. FanDuel, DraftKings, they're leaving themselves out there exposed if you're actually taking props on guys like Teague and, the smaller NBA players.
Colucci, you've been in the business a long time. That Boston College thing you referenced was in the 70s. The Tulane, which was right here in Louisiana, was in the 80s. Donahue was in the 2000s.
It's Arizona State, 90s?
Arizona State, I believe, was in the 90s. So we're talking about 4 decades worth. You've been in the business a long time. How would you relate what happened back then in regards to you hear a story, you hear about inside information, you hear about betting trends and all that stuff, as compared to now where gambling is legal in so many more places?
Yeah, definitely. It's easy to spot, Charlie, back in the old days. Now, you have to have a governing body. You have to have people investigating certain situations to sniff out player proposition factors. And, Donaghy was another level. I mean, that's just a totally another level when a referee of NBA games is actually hands-on, controlling outcomes, calling, certain situations. And this guy tried to implicate other referees, too.
Well, it took him 10 years to catch him. It took him 10 years to catch. It took him 10 years to catch him.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody was turning the blind eye. And it's hard for us here in Vegas to catch a referee. But you could obviously see when a player is, somewhat tanking, not playing, sitting out, multiple games, injuries, bad turnovers. It's kind of a little easier. And when you're singular on a college game like Arizona State and you see a 10, 15-point line move, and there's nothing on the injury report, there's no jet lag, there's nothing, the team arriving late, you blow a whistle, and you definitely have to get the gaming board involved. When you're dealing with lower class players, and I'm not saying anything about their class, I mean, in the scale of a LeBron James at the top and a Teague at the bottom, or a role player, and, it's kind of hard to take propositions on these guys, but you have that DraftKings FanDuel, similar to blackjack, where let's put up as many props as we possibly can, just like a blackjack, pit boss, get as many hands out as you can, and we're going to get the money back. So I understand their philosophy as well, but there's just too many offerings and too many opportunities. In the old days, Charlie, you just had the college game and the total. You had the NBA side and the total. Now you're involving players. You could call fouls on these guys, basically eliminate them from the game. If Donaghy was in control now, think of what it would be. You call 3 quick fouls on Wemby, and he has a total of 30 in a game. You're controlling the outcome.
All right, Caluce, before we run out of time, we got 12 games on the ice tonight. Who you got?
Let me tell you something. It's time for the New York Rangers to get a win. I mean, they've been terrible. They can't score goals at home. I hate to give out this message, but we're going to look at the puck line tonight at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
The Rangers are playing the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks, Pellegrini, they have him, the number 1 pick from last year. He's definitely playing a lot better, but I think this is a golden opportunity for the New York Rangers to get a victory, and Igor Shesterkin will be behind between the pipes. So that definitely enhances their chances of winning. The New York Islanders, let's go double New York tonight. Detroit's intrigue finally came to an end. Detroit has really been riding high, but I think they're getting a little tired now, guys. They've played a ton of games, and I think coming into New York is going to be definitely a tough situation. The Islanders 135 at the Rampart in South Point.
Start spreading the news.
Yes, before it starts to get steamed too high, let's get down on both these New York teams. The big matchup, Montreal Canadiens, Edmonton Oilers. Canadians are playing fabulous, guys, but, now you get Sam Montembeault back between the pipes, and he's been the weak link as opposed to Jacob Dovich, who played fabulous last night. They didn't overexert themselves, and I told you guys, the back-to-backs are not as relevant as they have been in the past. A lot of people bet against that back-to-back. It used to be easy money. Now tonight, Montreal is playing a back-to-back. Guys, you're getting in the 180, 185 range. You got to jump on that, but I would tread lightly. I like the New York teams a lot better in their 2 matchups as opposed to Montreal going into the Edmonton Oilers and that buzzsaw of the Western Conference champions. But you do get the backup, the so-called backup, Calvin Pickard for Edmonton. Skinner and him spell at times, and that's
so you're picking Montreal or Edmonton? It's a minus.
Yeah, I'm taking Montreal, but I like the New York teams a lot better.
Okay.
They're the third tier pick. Whereas I would definitely load up on the Rangers and the Islanders. But Montreal is fabulous. I mean, you look at Cole Caulfield, you look at Nick Suzuki, Lane Hudson with that huge contract. Demidov is the rookie of the future. I mean, this guy is fabulous. He's already making a difference at the NHL level. That pass last night was second to none. It shows shades of, Kovalev and those guys back in the day who could definitely play at a high skill set. And Ivan Demidov is here for the Montreal Canadiens. That's why they're 6-2, guys. Best record in the NHL.
Plus 190 right now at our local shop, the DraftKings outlet here at the Queen. Islanders minus 135. Puck line for the Rangers is minus 1.5, minus 108. Nice pick on the Eagles last week. It cashed in. Who's your best bet in the NFL this week?
Let me tell you, they got right back on the beam, didn't they, guys? And that was definitely a big, big focal victory. This week, we're going to look at, I hate to say it, guys, I'm going to pick against my Dallas Cowboys. I think the Denver Broncos are definitely going to play a little better defense than they did against the Giants. And, at home, now Dallas is traveling. We're seeing 3.5 at the Rampart and South Point. I'd love to lay 3 on this, guys. I am seeing 3s and 120, so get down really quick. I don't think that Dallas's defense, has found itself yet. Now you got Diggs causing some grumblings in the locker room. I hate to go against my boys in such a matchup like this, but I think Denver, is going to be riding high. That was a huge comeback victory. I mean, how many points in the fourth quarter? And the Giants definitely got to be scratching their heads. They're going to get blown out by the Eagles this week, guys. Trust me. They're not going to be feeling good after that. So I'll go with Denver as my best bet. Liking them Eagles as well. That's why you see it 7.5.
All right, the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, what's the number on them?
3.5.
3.5. 3.5 this week. What is Sean Payton? He can't help himself, huh?
He tried to walk it back, and nobody bought it. Nobody bought it.
Russell Wilson provoked that, though. I got to say, Russell Wilson, he can provoke you, man. I mean, his play has been just so subpar the last year and a half. It's scary. You saw Dable didn't even want him in the game for one play. He subjected his team to hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines going into the 10th, trying to drag Jackson Dog out of there. So I don't know. That works both ways.
No, that's funny. He's right.
Oh, man. Big weekend for you. I tell you what, this Prescott, man, I mean, he is just lighting it up. Kaluch, I know you're a Cowboys fan and you're an optimist, but damn it, I mean, he's playing about as good as he can play, huh?
Yeah, MVP conversation, guys. I mean, if you think about it, if Baker Mayfield continues to lose games, where he was the front runner, you definitely have Dak in the conversation. What about this kid, Drake May? What a find this guy was. Patriots may have found their second Tom Brady. I mean, this kid, this is why you're seeing now, who would have thunk it, New England laying touchdowns mid-season, in the 2025 season. New England 7 over the Browns at the Rampart and South Point. That's another kid you got to keep your eye on. You got so many young, talented quarterbacks. But what's the same thing, guys? The Jets can't find one. So let me tell you, there's a lot. There's a lot of diamonds in the rough, but the Jets have yet to find one.
Justin Fields' feelings really hurt because they relayed what Woody Johnson said. I think a lot of Jets fans' feelings are hurt watching him pay. Their wallets are hurt paying for the damn tickets.
I thought he handled it well when they asked him, "What are you going to do? What are you going to say?" It's the owner, okay, man, whatever. I thought he handled it well. The media part of it. I mean, what else is he supposed to say? My boss thinks I suck.
Last year, he was sitting on the sideline. I swear to God, he was playing for Pittsburgh. He was sitting on the sideline. He looked like Don Cheadle when he put on that Buster wig in Boogie Nights, sitting there. He was just sitting there with the coat over, sitting there freezing cold. And I'm looking at this kid, and I'm like, this guy doesn't really care, does he? The Jets have to find that guy who cares. I mean, Aaron Rodgers last year, he was just there to collect a paycheck, but the Jets are
all right. Let's get the kids ready to scream, huh? I mean, let's get them ready. I mean, Rangers, Isles in Montreal. Rangers on that puck line, -1.5, -108. The Gucci!
Hey, Abby, there's a hockey game tonight. Who am I waiting to hear from?
At NY Bookie Dwayne is where you can follow all his stuff. Thank you, Dwayne. Good luck to you this week. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Say hi to everybody in Baton.
There you go. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, man. Now, you know what's coming to? Total Maintenance. This is a time because you're not thinking about your AC. It's the temperatures are great. It's low maintenance right now. You're not running them. You're not really stressing them out too much. Now is a time where if you have your unit, it had to be repaired, and they said, listen, I don't know how much longer you got on this unit. Now is the time. Unbelievable prices if you do have to get it replaced. And at a time, it's going to be cheaper right now in the fall than it will be in the middle of the summer if it breaks down again. So call my friends over at Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000. Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, Rheem, all of these. We had these to replace. So now is the time. If your unit has been around for a while, it's time to replace it. It's never pleasant. It's going to be cheaper now. Be more cost effective if you do it now as opposed to next summer. Total Maintenance, 480-1000.
Live at the original Walk-Ons, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Doe's Eat Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the North Gate of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
At lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Walk-Ons live at lunch. NFL slate gets underway tonight. Vikings and the Chargers could be a pretty good game. This is, for fantasy players and for survivor purposes, this is the big bye week. 6 teams on bye. It's the only week of the NFL season, so you got one less game than you do on a regular bye week. And the Chargers are kind of being coy about whether the tackles are going to play tonight. Joe Alt.
Did he play Sunday?
No, but he is. There's a good chance that he's going to play along with Trey Pipkins, who's was the original replacement for Rashawn Slater. So they're both listed as questionable. Probably be a game time decision on both of those guys. Goes a long way towards determining what the Chargers look like on offense. Those 2 guys play. Those 2 guys don't play. The Chargers came out of the gate, 3 straight division wins, and everybody loved them. Since then, Alt went out. They've had big problems at running back. The only win over the lowly Dolphins, 1-3 in their last 4. But they're favored tonight, 3.5 over the Vikings. Our number 2, when we come back, let's get some more picks from Vegas. We're at the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson, and we are on the patio. Come out and join us for lunch. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street, and Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
We are here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchroom, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no 2 situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Rouses wants to help you cover the spread this football season. We're talking the ultimate tailgate spread. Party trays, dips, fried chicken, and anything you want to throw on the grill. Plus, plenty of ice-cold drinks to wash it all down.
Sounds delicious.
All you have to do is register now at 1045ESPN.com for your chance to win. Gather your crew and let the team at Rouses handle the rest. Make every game day a winning day with Rouses Markets, your tailgating headquarters.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, live over here at Walk-Ons, the original Walk-Ons within walking distance of Tiger Stadium. Again, ESPN's campus tour makes their way through here. They're broadcasting 9 to 11 out here in the parking lot. Of course, college football game day tailgate. First 200 attendees receive free jambalaya and a chance to win pair of tickets to Saturday night's LSU Texas A&M game. Free admission featuring live DJ, outdoor seating, big screen TV. Live music after. We got Paris County Line performing after the game. So try and dodge the raindrops over here at the original Walk-Ons. Your place before, during, and after LSU and A&M on Saturday. Brian Edwards joins us right now from 30A. I guess the sun is shining after a damn 4-0 week. Baby, Alabama, Mississippi State, Minnesota, and Stanford. Well played. Look, man, we had to get you on for an encore. You ain't getting off the hook that easy. So hate to bother you, Brian, but welcome back.
Appreciate you having me. No, glad to be back. I'm just still annoyed that my guys weren't offered me a Stanford plus 650 money line because I would have gotten a little bit of it.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh? How about the play, the 54-yard play to set them up, 2 yards away? So they have one play. After a wild game. So Friday night, North Carolina fumbles going into for the tying touchdown at the very end. Some Friday nights, some wild win. Of course, Louisville, Jeff Brom does it again against a top 5 team. Give it first of all a couple things before we get to your picks. Give us the latest on what you're thinking with Florida's coaching search.
So I think we mentioned it last. I think that Kiffin, being I don't know if they're officially back together, but, kind of back with Layla, I think that gives us a better chance. But, look, it's not even worth a conversation unless Ole Miss misses the playoff. And after tomorrow, Saturday, Oklahoma's 5.5-point favorite. We'll see on that one. But if they lose that one, they're still going to be favored in their next 4 and probably going to have, depending on how everything shakes out across the country, probably got a pretty good chance to get in at 10-2. Not for sure, but could. So, look, if they make the playoff, or if Drinkwitz and Missouri make the playoff, or whoever makes the playoff, with the way the schedule is, you got to move on. You can't, be waiting until late December or possibly even early January to make a hire because you got the portal, you got to get a staff together, recruiting, et cetera, et cetera. So if Ole Miss makes the playoff, it's much ado about nothing. But I think Florida's got at least a 50-50 chance to get him, Kiffin, that is, obviously, if they don't make the playoff.
Florida and LSU have played for 55 straight years, and that's coming to an end. So you guys certainly keep an eye on the LSU Tigers a lot. Our morning drive hosts, Matt Flynn and Jacob Hester, they're not happy about breaking up that series because in the 2000s that was the best on-field series in college football. There's no doubt. But because you keep an eye and you've covered the league for so long, what's your thoughts about what's happening with Brian Kelly in Baton Rouge?
Well, I think, I said coming into the year, and I'm sure you guys did too, with the way your NIL program stepped up and you got the #1 transfer-specific class, recruiting-wise, in the country. I said it's playoff or bust, and he's out. So, I think he's got one loss left. But he's 23-2 straight up at home and 3-1 both straight up and against the spread as a home underdog. So I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be this week. But my guess, and you know a lot more about it than me, but my guess is that he's gone with 9 or 3 or worse.
Interesting. Interesting. I don't think they pull the trigger on him this year. I think he's got it. The seat is more than hot over the walk. And listen, a lot of the donor fatigue is real, man. I'm not sure that as many people have stepped up that they leaned on to increase their player budget this past offseason are going to be back with the results that we have. Although it is a tricky spot for A&M. On the road in that one. All right, speaking of one situation to another one, the Morality Bowl, huh? Bobby Petrino and Hugh Freeze. Boy, you went right to the top, huh? I mean, you're looking at the Razorbacks here at home against Hugh Freeze and his boys.
Yeah, Auburn keeps inventing ways to lose. I mean, they could have won all 4 of those games that they've lost in a row, but they haven't. I think morale is very low, and the audacity of him to not read the room and to act like he was, that the AD needs to give him a vote of confidence publicly is pretty ridiculous. And Auburn center Connor Lew, one of the best centers in the nation, tore his ACL last week. That's a pretty big deal. He started 25 games in a row. And Arkansas is playing fantastic on offense. The defense, not so much. But look, they out-yarded Tennessee. They out-yarded A&M last week, 527 to 497. A&M just went 3 for 3 on 4th down, and the Hogs went 1 for 2, and they lost by 3. But I think this is the week that Petrino gets his first W as interim, and I think Arkansas is the play here.
All right, game day is going to Nashville, and boy, they got a lot of angry people, Brian, in Baton Rouge right now. When they express their frustrations, there's always one word: Vanderbilt. Said with, I mean,
You have to pronounce it with the exasperation. Vanderbilt.
Oh, I hear a lot of pissed off man, Vandy. But how about Diego Pavia? This is one of the top 5 performances. I guess Tim Tebow might be in there too. That performance he had in Tiger Stadium in 2007, Charlie. He's pretty damn good that year.
He
won
was
a
great.
Heisman.
He was great that year. The thing is, they lost that game.
Well, I know.
And 2008 was one of the most boring games. He was coming off that concussion. He really did not do much in that game. 2007 game is one of the best games I've ever seen in that building.
No, Pavia had one of the top 5 games I've seen against LSU. Play by a quarterback. It's down to 2.5 now at home against Missouri.
And Urban Meyer's still got that timeout in his pocket from 07 that he should have used on the 4th and goal to conserve 40 seconds and to give his defense a breather before Hester got another 4th down back in 07.
Somebody remembers. Somebody remembers.
They don't talk about that a whole lot in Baton Rouge, Brian, so they forget those.
I like Vandy a lot here. I just believe in this team more and more. I couldn't do it last week just because it was a good buy low opportunity on LSU. I just couldn't pull the trigger on them last week, but I'm right back to them. I've been on them most of the year. Here's Diego Pavia's stats for his career now. And remember, this is at New Mexico State and Vandy, not exactly juggernaut football programs through the decades. His career stats, he has 8,285 career passing yards, a 74-23 TD-INT ratio, 2,674 rushing yards, and 25 touchdowns. Mizzou is in a back-to-back road situation, off an overtime game, and an emotional win. I like Vandy at home laying the 2.5.
All right, let's move to the next one. And boy, South Carolina and Lenora Sellers, and they've got some injuries themselves. And it started in Baton Rouge. He had a rough night here. They were pressured, and he ran in that game, Brian. Actual yardage, scrambling away from LSU, 389 yards he was scrambling. That tells you about the lack of protection that he's got. He's also very tough to bring down. Bama's 11.5 on the road here. This 2:30 kickoff in Columbia tomorrow. But you're targeting the first half, which is 6.5.
Yeah, I'm not against the 11.5. Not against it. I just think I prefer the first half, and I'm going to go Alabama minus 6.5. Ty Simpson just playing fantastic, getting better every week, and 18-1 TD-INT ratio now. And I bet Sellers ran at least 350, if not every bit of 389 last week, running from Oklahoma's defenders as well. South Carolina just has no O-line. I think it was the worst decision of Shane Beamer's career to hire Mike Shula as his OC. and it is not going well. I like Alabama anyway. Any way you want to bet them, but I prefer it 6.5 in the first half.
All right, Maction on a Saturday. What the hell's going on here? DeQuan Finn, after having such a nice run at Toledo, went down to Baylor for a little bit. Now he's back in the MAC at Miami, Ohio. They're a slight 1.5-point favorite at home against Western Michigan.
Yeah, I don't call them the Red Hawks. I call them the Spread Hawks. And since losing at Wisconsin and at Rutgers, they have ripped off 4 wins in a row and are playing well. And Western Michigan has also ripped off 4 in a row, but 3 of them were to Rhode Island, UMass, and Ball State. I will go with the Spread Hawks at home, laying 1.5, or if you can get money line -120 or -125, maybe do that instead.
All right.
One last thing, Jimmy. Miami of Ohio has won 15 of their last 16 MAC regular season games.
Very good. Very good. Very good. All right, let's go to the NFL. You got shaking it up a little bit this week. A teaser and then a prop. First of all, teaser: New England at home against Cleveland, Atlanta at home against Miami. I've got to believe they'll be used up pretty good in the Survivor, if for those that don't have the Colts against Tennessee this week. But the a little teaser down: Patriots -1, Falcons -1.5 here.
Yeah, betting on the Patriots in it, but more the Falcons game, betting against Miami. Pretty surprised McDaniel didn't get ousted last Sunday. Maybe it'll be, last Monday morning or Sunday night, and it may be this week. I know Penix is kind of iffy, but, I think Cousins is more healthy than he was last year. If Penix can't go, I mean, Falcons at home should be able to get that outright win, which is all we'll need in the teaser. Actually, it's 7.5, so maybe you need to, bump it down to 1.5 to win by 2. But I think you're good on that. If you don't feel good about Atlanta, then maybe go with the Bengals instead, where you would just have the outright win against the Jets. But I'm going with Falcons and Patriots, basically having to win outright or by 2 for the Falcons.
All right, so Thursday night, we saw Jackson Dart and the Giants win comfortably against the Eagles. Of course, they lost that 19-0 lead in the fourth quarter, and Dart had a tough interception. But he's running the ball a lot. Now they're going to Philadelphia on Sunday, 7.5, 43.5. But you're looking at a player prop with Jackson Dart over 37.5 rushing yardage.
Yeah, so his first 3 starts, he had 54, 55, and 58 rushing yards. Did not get there last week, but kind of turned his ankle there in the third quarter. That might have had a little something to do with it. But if we go Jackson Dart over 37.5, let's do that, and let's do his player prop anytime touchdown at +230. He's hit the player prop touchdown in 3 of his first 4 starts. I had it +340 last week. I know y'all can't do college props. Can you do NFL player props?
Oh, yeah, just not college props, yeah.
Yeah, so +230 on Dart to get a touchdown, and over 37.5. Maybe go a little more on the over 37.5, like 1.5 unit on the touchdown prop.
All right. Before we let you go, what you hear down in Tallahassee with Norvell? That's a big price for a team program that's kind of strapped, but I mean, I don't know. The vote of confidence there. I mean, you said they reevaluated the AD. I said at the end of the season.
Delayed vote of confidence.
Yes, yes.
We'll tell you later what we think.
What you hearing, Brian?
I think it would be more the dreaded vote of confidence, if anything. I think they save an extra $1 million or $2 by letting him play out the rest of the season. It's going to be expensive, but he's lost, 9 or 10 ACC games in a row. And, James Franklin is a pretty good option, and I would suspect Franklin would probably be more interested in his path to a national title in the ACC rather than in Arkansas or whatever jobs in the SEC. I think his path to a natty would be easier at FSU. I'm thinking James Franklin there, but, we'll see. That's not on any reliable sources or anything. That's speculation on my part.
At Vegas B. Edwards via 30A, my man Brian T. Edwards. Yes, indeed. Brian, great stuff as always, man. Good luck to you this weekend.
Thanks, brother. Have a great weekend as well.
All right, Brian Edwards with some. We had to get him back, Charlie.
Look,
after a 4-0 college week last week,
and he deserved better on his Lions individual team total.
Oh, that was good.
Monday
Yeah, it was a
night.
good handicap.
Yeah, he hit.
They should have scored 40.
Multiple opportunities with field position to get in there. James Franklin would give Florida State an awfully high floor, don't you think? I mean, he may not win a championship there, but you would. I'd be hard pressed to see him have seasons like the 2-10 that they had last year, the last season with, help me out, the guy that came from Oregon, Willie Taggart. there were seasons where the bottom just fell out on Florida State. Franklin, I think, would give you protection against that. I don't think he'd ever be bad. I don't know if he'd ever win a championship there, but I don't think he'd ever win like 5 games.
Minus this year, he's been pretty stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one to get. And listen, that was not a great situation he took over.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh, no. It was,
if it was year 4, it'd be different. It's year 12.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't look. The coaches know with the salary's unrealistic. The buyouts are unrealistic. They're protected. Okay. Yes, it's tough on the family, whatever, but that payday will ease the pain a little bit. He usually will bring you stability, but the one game they won, I don't know if you remember, again at home against Ohio State, against Michigan, Ohio State, they won on a block, scoop, and score of block field goal.
I didn't remember that.
Yes,
No,
yes, yeah. They were Ohio State's kicking to go up 7, and they block and scoop it, and that was the difference. They were 4-point lead turned to a 3-point lead for Penn State, and that's how the game ended. Yeah.
The other thing to think about him with Florida State real quick is, does he come potentially a little bit cheaper in the early years of a contract because Penn State's picking up the offset? So
absolutely,
if they're willing to stick with Norvell for another month to save $1 million or $2 million, if Franklin comes in and on the Penn State offset, you save another $1 million or $2 million per year. If you're doing this on a budget, maybe there's some things that work out for you there.
Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com, 288-8138. Windows, doors, siding, and shutters. How about the siding? Benefits of high-quality siding is our siding selection is made of the more durable materials in the market, able to withstand nearly any weather conditions that are so tough on this stuff, the durability here in South Louisiana. Also, our siding is waterproof, fire-resistant, and pest resistant. It's long lasting. That's because of the material makeup. Our siding is extremely resistant to warping, cracking, damage caused by weather or insects, and then the lasting color as well. Unlike wood, which needs repainting every few years, the durable vinyl siding and hardy plank options require very little maintenance to keep the colors vibrant as well. Yes, indeed. The siding, along with shutters, doors, and windows, Relief Windows, 288-8138, reliefwindows.com.
Live at the original Walk-Ons Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This season, we've got prep football in double coverage. Hey, it's Gate Wazan inviting you to join me Friday nights at 6 for Louisiana Prep Preview, followed by Catholic High Football on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Then over on Talk 107.3, it's Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report from 6 to 11 p.m., bringing you live
Yeah, I got you for humans.
for the state. It's all presented by Dr. Pepper. Scores on Talk. Theirs on ESPN. It's our prep football double coverage presented by Dr. Pepper.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site.
If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Port. Top-notch tools and expert advice. It's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Today's show also brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. Look again if you think the prices are too high or the availability is not there on those insurance items that maybe are not common, your boats, your trailers, your hunting and fishing camps, your coastal properties that require flood insurance, your motorcycles, your tractors, all of them available for coverage through the Morris Insurance Group. You can get a quote, morris-ig.com, or you can give them a call, talk to my man Buzzy Hydell, 201-0007, 225-201-0007. Auto insurance, home insurance, commercial insurance, and more from the Morris Insurance Group. Again, morris-ig.com.
All right, some notes here, quick notes to throw at you, Charlie. BYU wins the Holy War 24-21. The first game that they were outgained in this year. They're catching 2.5 in Ames against Iowa State. Can they recover? Bear Bachmeier, their starting quarterback, the freshman, 9 TDs passing, 8 rushing. So, you know, don't do a lot with his legs as much as with his arm.
Under let me do this again, all right? The ranked team catching points against the home team in Iowa State. The home favorite is not ranked in that game.
There you go. So an unranked team favored over a ranked team.
We got 2 of them this week.
Who's the other
one? Washington, not Washington. Washington.
Washington,
against,
Illinois. Yes, number 23, Illinois.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Cincinnati quarterback, remember, Sorby in the first game in Arrowhead, they're running out of time. He had to push it vertically at one point. So he had to force it down the field. It was picked off. That's it. It's only interception. Cincinnati's thrown 17 touchdowns with no interceptions. And he's got 6 TDs with his legs. They're playing Baylor and Dave Aranda at home, who is 4-3, and they could be 2-5. They had a couple of close wins against Kansas State and SMU.
You know, we were talking during the break about the all SEC quarterback and how many choices you have there. Man, you got some choices in the Big 12 too. Sorsby's 18-1 touchdown to interception ratio is by far the best in the league. But Sawyer Robertson leads the nation in yards per game passing, and Josh Hoover is not terribly from TCU, is not terribly far behind him. And Jalen Daniels, his numbers are not that far off of Sorsby's.
He's had a great year.
18 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, in addition to the rushing threat that he provides.
You say that the Baylor quarterback was Sawyer Robertson, leading the country in passing. You know who is second?
Oh, gosh. It's not Hoover from TCU?
Darius Mensah, 372 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. He's second behind Robertson in passing now. Do we need to recount this brutal loss? Get under center in the goal line.
Oh, no.
Well, Kentucky got under center in the goal line, ran the same play 3 times, and that didn't work. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, this was a misleading score in this one. At one point, Duke was outgaining Georgia Tech by 200 yards and tied.
Duke has come up with some spectacularly horrific ways to lose games this year. I mean, games that they had to act, they were so in position to win and had played and had absolutely self-destructed.
Nico, with the Jerry Neuheisel, and, we see the Whigs in the stands at the Rose Bowl. They're getting a little excited. They do win their 3rd in a row, but this was not a good it was not a good 56 minutes for UCLA's offense. It was 10-7, one score, and Nico had a bad pick 6 for 7 for the other team. So 56 minutes, their offense was scratched with Maryland's defense. But 3 scores in the last 3:37, including a walk-off field goal. Finished strong. Did UCLA 24.5-point underdog? They've been a 24.5-point underdog before and won against Penn State. They go to Bloomington Saturday.
I don't know if I'd lay the points, but I do think that they are going to get spanked on Saturday. I think they're going to lose the game. Now, 24, 25-point spreads, you can get garbage backdoors all the time, so I don't like to fool with those spreads as far as a wager, but I do think the emotion of all of the turnover is done, and now you got a little film on them, okay? You got 3 films on them now. I think Indiana wins the game comfortably.
Did I mention Penn State block, scoop, and score in that one win against Ohio State for James Franklin? They had another one. Iowa attempting a 64-yard field goal at the last play of the first half. Block, scoop, and score for Penn State. Iowa won, but didn't cover. That block, scoop, and score had something to do with that. And Florida defense, Charlotte, they wearing down. We like their defense, but 416 and 468 the last 2 games after shutting down Texas for a big part in that win.
What did I tell you yesterday about LSU and some of the things? They don't make enough first downs. They just the offense is not helping. They just don't make enough first downs.
Sam Levitt with his rough start, nearly 100 in passer rating this year, but he picked his best against the best. Texas Tech, most statistical categories, came into the game number 1 in defense. He threw for 316, and then when Utah took the lead with just 2 minutes to go, he engineers a game-winning 75-yard touchdown drive. Levitt might be back.
I was so impressed with what he did to practice in the boot. We thought he would be compromised, and to put up that performance, no, he not only was he not compromised, he elevated his level of play. I liked him a lot last year. I know it's been a rough season for him, but that was a gutsy performance. I can't imagine he wasn't hurting through that on Saturday.
Willie Fritz's 6-1 Cougars go into Tempe this weekend, so a big one there. And Whiskey's offense have been bad, huh? To shut out the last 2 times. So you get back 2 home shutouts. So instead of a termination, well, you get a statement from the university. But 4 of their 5 TDs, Charlie. So I'm sorry, 4 TDs in the last 5 games after the Arena wins. And 3 of the 4, one was on a kickoff return against Alabama, and 2 garbage time TDs. They basically the offense scored 1 touchdown in the last 5 games in the regular course of the game.
Let me see if I can sum it up in a language that everyone here can easily understand. They are last in the Big Ten in total offense. They are a cool 59 yards behind Iowa, who's 17th. If you're that far behind Iowa in total offense, you got problems.
There you go. Thibodeau store. Man, a day like today, you want to get that grill going in your backyard. I got my green egg and all kinds of accessories from the Thibodeau store. The Thibodeau store, the Pierre Part store, the Lockport, the LaRose store. It's an absolute must for you if you like to do the tailgating, on-site cooking, or in your backyard, in your outdoor kitchen.
You know what else? If you want to get a jump on outdoor heating as we get closer towards the winter months, on special right now on the website at thethibodeaustore.com, which will get you to all 4 of the properties. 51 different ways to heat your outdoor area, outdoor heating, all the way from your wood-burning fire pits in multiple shapes and sizes, all of those things available right now on the website at thethibodeaustore.com. Thibodeau, Pierre Part, and now in LaRose and Lockport, and online it's thethibodeaustore.com. Matt Humans joins us when we return. The original Walk-Ons live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, pork, cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
He's got a man open!
Football's back. Do you have your streaming subscriptions to watch the games? It'll cost you. What? Prime, Netflix, YouTube TV. It adds up.
Good thing local radio and TV stations bring us hometown games free.
But that could change. Tell Washington. Modernize the rules so your local stations keep bringing you the sports you love for free. Text radio to 39179.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text stop to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select to HD2. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walkons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At the original Walk-Ons, ESPN Radio's College Football Game Day Tailgate will be broadcasting here 9 to 11 a.m. Jonathan Zaslow and Amber Wilson doing our show 9 to 11 Central over here on Saturday. Free admission, live DJ. My boy Go DJ is DJing over here on the patio. And first 200 attendees receive free jambalaya and a chance to win a pair of tickets to the LSU A&M game. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, pretty good. Looking forward to another big college football weekend. I don't love the NFL card, but I do like the college card a lot better this week.
All right, let's get right to it. Who are we looking at in college this week?
How about Iowa State? I don't think there's a team in a better spot or a road team in a better spot to fade this week than BYU. Cougars coming off their Super Bowl win over Utah. Got to hit the road. A lot of people think this is a phony 7-0 BYU team anyway, but the last home game for the Cyclones, September 27th, they blew out Arizona 39-14. Now Cyclones off a bye, and BYU did beat Utah Saturday night in Provo, but was outgained by about 100 yards, 470 to 368. BYU is +2 in turnovers. And I think it's a little bit fluky, this team 7-0. Cougars should have lost that game against Arizona and Tucson. And the matchup is not bad for Iowa State either, because the weakness for the Cyclones is in the secondary. They're really strong on run defense, and you have to be strong run D against L.J. Martin and Bear Bachmeier. So I think this sets up pretty well for Iowa State, either as a money line play or -2.5.
I got them too, Matt, and they struggled in Boulder and Colorado. Pulled it out, and man, kind of got gifted a little bit in Tucson. So yeah, the Utah BYU. It's a different kind of rivalry, but the Mormons get nasty in that game, man. It's an emotional letdown spot for them. I'm on Iowa State as well. Who else we looking at?
You know what? I'll stick with the small favorite theme here, and I want to go with Vandy for the second week in a row. I know it was not a very popular play last week because a lot of people were saying Vandy's never been a favorite. It's been so many years since Vandy was a favorite. Vandy, to me, is kind of like Indiana last year. Eventually, you got to buy into this team. I bought in last week, but I was also kind of fading Brian Kelly, and I want to get your opinion on that coming up here. But Diego Pavia and the Commodores 6-1. The one loss at Alabama. They hung in that game pretty well for 3.5 quarters. Pavia's got 19 total TDs, 4 picks. So he's not turning the ball over. And what impressed me most is Commodores can run the ball. They have 399 total yards against LSU and 239 on the ground against that vaunted LSU defense. What the hell is going on here? Hey, by the way, the Tigers, talking about Missouri, that was my biggest season win total bets, over 7. And I've been a pro Missouri handicapper pretty much the whole season. But Missouri was lucky as hell to get that win at Auburn last week. And now you got back-to-back road games, which is a negative situation. And I'm going to bet against the Tigers here. So let's go Vandy for the second week in a row.
Yeah, I had Auburn again last. I finally took my hand off the stone. I'm gonna just sit back and watch the Morality Bowl from Fayetteville on Saturday between Trino and Freeze.
Freeze does lack for self-awareness, doesn't
he? yes. So, and when you listen, people are pissed around in a big way, but the better team won. I mean, you outrushed the team by 140 yards, and you clearly have the best player on the field. I mean, who's going to win? You're going to win 10 out of 10. I mean, 10 out of 10 times. So, anyway, at least we got Massero back, alive and well. He lost his phone, but besides that, he managed to.
Both phones. How about that? Chris Massero's such a big shot that he travels with 2 phones. I guess one for his chicks and one for business and tweeting. I don't know.
And you lose the bat phone, that's a problem, man. Don't lose the bat phone.
He said he has 2 because when he loses one, it's easy to find. He calls it. They say, "Hey, you got my phone? Yeah. Where can I meet you?" So he lost both. He failed to mention that to me. So we'll manage to bring that up tomorrow. So when he's on. So who else we looking at, Matt?
All right, I'm betting against Texas again. Last week, Kentucky was one of my favorite plays. How about this? This is brutal. And I didn't spend much time dwelling on it because I thought it was a huge long shot when I bet it anyway. I had a 3-team money line parlay last week on Louisville, Stanford, and Kentucky.
Was that paying like 40 to 1?
It was around, it was something 40 or 50 to 1 is a huge stick. And it's sick that Kentucky, of course, it was gone. It was done before the Stanford game kicked off because Kentucky failed on 2 attempts from the 1-yard line to score and loses that game in overtime to Texas. But again, this Texas offense is a fraud. And I was saying this last week before the Kentucky game. It's crazy to me that Arch Manning and Steve Sarkisian could be this bad. And if you watched it last week, I want to say, let's see, trying to look up the numbers here. I had some numbers on the Kentucky offense and the what I do with them.
Well, it's 20. I know they had 26 to 8 first downs and about 400 to 200 yards again over Texas.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the numbers I had. So 8 first downs. How about that for Texas in that game? Total statistical domination for Kentucky. And this Texas offense has been abysmal. Like you said, 395 to 179 in total yards. And the Texas defense, which everybody's been bragging about, it's best defense in the nation next to Ohio State. Cutter Boley, the Kentucky quarterback, shredded that defense last week. So, again, looking at Mississippi State here as a home dog, I felt like, you're getting a little more value last week with Kentucky off the bye. And Mark Stoops, a really good defensive coach. You were getting 13 points. Now you're getting 7 with Mississippi State. But, again, it's a Bulldogs team that's either won or been within one score in every game except the one at Texas A&M this season. Blake Shapen, definitely the better quarterback in this game, passed for 324 yards at Florida last week. I'm also playing Michigan State as a 14.5-point home dog against Michigan. Bryce Underwood, I mentioned this before the Michigan game at USC. Underwood's been really bad on the road. And, for a freshman quarterback, it's not shocking. But 9 for 24 for 142 yards at Oklahoma, 12 for 22, 105 yards at Nebraska. And I was not impressed by the way he played in the game at USC. He did have one big play. He produced a couple of impressive plays, but not much. And for a freshman, you can see the ability. It's just he's got a long way to go. And this was a 24-17 game last year in Ann Arbor. Aiden Childs, Michigan State quarterback, was pretty good last week against Indiana. 27 for 33, 243 yards, touchdown, no picks. And he ran for 48 yards. And statistically, Michigan State hung in there with the Hoosiers a week ago. I think they can hang in with Wolverines this week. This is another big dog that I'm going to put on a money line parlay this week. I would count out Michigan State having a shot to win this game outright. Again, Michigan is kind of living off its reputation and perception. And I was saying this before the USC game. If you really I watched the tape of the Wisconsin-Michigan game a few weeks ago, and Michigan just doesn't have much speed. They don't have many playmakers. And a lot of people still envision the Michigan team from, Jim Harbaugh's last year that went 15-0, or the year after that when they still had a bunch of NFL talent. They lost about 30 players to the NFL the last couple of years. That's not there right now. I know this Michigan State team's kind of a tough sell right now too, but Stanford was a tough sell last week. Kentucky was a tough sell. Sometimes you got to take some big ugly dogs. At least Michigan State is a home dog in this spot, catching a lot of points against an offense that's not very explosive.
Michigan State, real quick, Matt. Michigan State 0-4 in Big Ten play, but 3-1 against the spread. 2 of those covers are backdoors by the backdoor the backup quarterback, Milivojevic. He led them down the field for 75 yards, a backdoor touchdown against Nebraska. Led them down to a field goal. What were you more surprised? That Indiana kicked the field goal to go put it on 25-28, or Michigan State kicked the field goal to put it back on 25 and jump the number?
First of all, I was surprised that Cignetti kicked the field goal. And then there's so much focus on Michigan State kicking the field goal for the backdoor. So Indiana just did the same thing to try to cover. I think both coaches were trying to cover, right?
Hey, man, the donor fatigue is a term we use. They're trying to keep those boosters happy more than ever, man. It was 4th and 1 for Indiana where they could have, they just run it into the line. You get a field. I mean, you're up 25, get the first down, take a knee. But it was 4th and 12 for Michigan State when they decided to go kick the field goal at the 14-yard line. I'm not sure. Now, Charles played better in this game, but he struggled the 2 previous games. I'm just wondering if they may go make a move a little quicker with Jonathan Smith at quarterback. Just something to look for. Who else we got?
I don't know why Jonathan Smith would do that. This is a quarterback he brought with him from Oregon State. And I know he struggled, but he struggled for some other reasons, too. He doesn't have a whole lot of talent around him.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Michigan State box score. Who else is making plays on that offense? Not many guys. And, by the way, they might make a move with Jonathan Smith. Who knows? But it's a tough time actually to make a coaching change because there's so many high-profile openings out there and so many attractive jobs out there, and there might be more. Who knows if Florida State, if LSU, if jobs like that are going to open. I don't know where all these coaches are going to come from. All these good – I look around, I don't see many great coaches out there. Who's going to be hired for all these jobs? And, by the way, I'll mention I'm also looking at Minnesota plus 8.5 at Iowa, Northwestern plus 7.5 at Nebraska.
Okay.
Purdue is a home dog. Might give Mariota one more shot to get a win here against Rutgers. And I'm tempted to bet LSU plus 3, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion because I get the sense that the wheels might be falling off and that Brian Kelly might be losing the team. What do you guys think?
I think the spot is very good for LSU. And so their problems, I don't think are going away. But I think it's a similar game to maybe what Ole Miss and LSU was last year. And that maybe the better roster didn't win that day, and with all LSU's problems, they've lost two top 10 teams on the road in one score games. That everybody they're and those two coaches are on the top of everybody's list as far as if they're attainable.
A&M's record in one-score games is 3-0. LSU's is 1-2. This is the second of back-to-back road games for Texas A&M. LSU's lost one game at night since Brian Kelly's been here in Tiger Stadium. I can't give you football reasons, Matt. I can give you the external, all of the spot stuff. This spot.
I can tell you this though: don't fall behind 2 scores. His crew is not happy with BK right now. I mean, bro. I mean, they are pissed off, man. I mean, his crew is upset right now, really big time. So, who we got in the?
I mean, it doesn't help that Brian Kelly's got a very abrasive personality, and he's a cranky old man. I mean, he's not very likable. Never has been. I always liked him as a football coach. As a person, he's very hard to warm up to.
You know what's funny, Matt? That has not been the problem. Since he got this last lick and he's making his last contract and here a 10-year deal, and he has been way more accommodating than most coaches in this conference. Yes. He blew up on Cowboy that day. They had him on the behind the scenes, the all access deal. Bitching to his team about the offense. And then he, Cowboy, the WBRC, he's since apologizing, going out of his way, publicly, privately, the whole thing. So, no, he hasn't been that prickly pear that we thought we were getting. He's way more courteous and accommodating than Nick Saban. It's all about winning, man. It's all about winning. They paid him to win big, and so. But no, Charlie. Am I wrong on that?
No, we were expecting something from what we had seen on television. We didn't have him in person here. He's been
almost transparent to a fault.
Right, way more accessible than any coach in the internet era is what I would tell you. You got to go back to pre-internet to have a coach that was this accessible and transparent.
Yeah. Who we got the NFL this week, Matt?
No, it's good to hear that. Actually, I was leaning LSU. I was waiting to see if a 3 would pop up on that game. I wanted to make sure Brian Kelly wasn't losing control of the situation. Now, that offense has been very disappointing. All right, so I don't like the NFL card much this week, but I'll give you one. I'm going to give you the Sunday night home dog. We're going Steelers. And if I wouldn't bet it right now because there might be a 3.5 pop up at some point. When you know the number's not going to drop to 2.5, there's no reason to take 3. Just sit and wait and see if 3.5 pops up over the weekend. But the Steelers' defense has obviously been problematic. I'm not sure if Pittsburgh can get this all figured out in 10 days. But the schedule situation is better here with the Steelers having a little extra rest after that Thursday night game. And then the Packers playing back-to-back road games. And the Packers have not been that impressive. I know if you look at the record, you say this is one of the top teams in the NFC or the NFL. Packers haven't played like it since the loss of Cleveland. They really haven't been that sharp. And they were lucky to get by the Cardinals last week. And, again, that's a classic situation here of Aaron Rodgers trying to act like this is just another game, playing against the Packers for the first time. He's going to be fired up. Teammates going to be fired up. And guess what? Mike Tomlin's a home dog, and he's great in this situation. Tomlin is a home dog, 19-13 straight up, 22-7-3 against the spread, and I'll take my chances with Pittsburgh getting 3 or 3.5 on Sunday night against a Packers team that I think's been a little bit disappointing the past month.
I know we're ways off, but an early look-ahead line here on opening day, July 17th at Del Mar, over under Macero phones 2.5. Who you got?
Well, I think he's going to have 3. He's going to get an extra phone to guard against 2 phones getting stolen. And, Jimmy, this is why guys like you and I really don't hit the dance floor much anymore. You know, Macero was on the dance floor when his 2 phones got stolen at the bar, and that's a reason not to hit the dance floor.
Good luck to you, Matt. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, you bet.
Live at lunch, live at the original Walk-Ons, where it's college football game day tailgate. First 200 attendees receive free jambalaya and a chance to win pair of tickets. LSU A&M game. Go DJ starting early here on the patio, Paris County line. After the game, got all kinds of action for before, during, and after LSU A&M this Saturday.
Live at lunch from Walk-Ons, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game.
Whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
Live of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments. Rolls from Rufino's at 10 a.m. Friday morning. Me and Richard Dixon will break down LSU in the first hour, and then it's Picks. Live at lunch from Rufino's, 10 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gambler. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now boiling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Rouses wants to help you cover the spread this football season. We're talking the ultimate tailgate spread. Party trays, dips, fried chicken, and anything you want to throw on the grill. Plus, plenty of ice-cold drinks to wash it all down.
Sounds delicious.
All you have to do is register now at 1045ESPN.com for your chance to win. Gather your crew and let the team at Rouses handle the rest. Make every game day a winning day with Rouse's Markets, your tailgating headquarters. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the original Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Tell you what, I've become more of a pro football fan on Thursday nights. The schedule has been so much better than the college.
College
games.
just kind of gave up, huh?
It really does feel like that.
Yeah.
You got one Sun Belt game tonight between 2, 1, and 6 teams.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, Tuesdays and Wednesdays we have better games sometimes. Well, Louisiana Tech in Western Kentucky was way better.
Yeah,
than what
those
they're
were
playing.
close games last night. I mean, I understand these are not great teams, but they were competitive games. And Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech was a really competitive game.
Yeah.
I can't get behind South Alabama and Georgia State, though. I'm going to watch Vikings Chargers. 40 yards tonight for Justin Jefferson makes him the fastest NFL receiver ever to 8,000 yards.
Games?
Yes, number of
okay.
games. He would pass Julio Jones for that.
Yeah, the reason I bring that up is because, they're playing more games. So, you got the fastest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fastest in number of games.
Man, it's this deal with McCarthy is a little awkward. It looks like they're eyeing there's people that think he's healthy enough to play, but they just want to kind of bring him along slowly. He had one good quarter, and the rest was really ugly. Against the Bears on Monday night, 3 awful quarters, bailed them out in the fourth, and then against Atlanta, it was really bad. But they by next week, and then I think they want to bring him back at that point. But man, they're kind of showing us they may have made a mistake.
This is Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson again, right? Hey, Richardson's the guy we got all the money in, but Flacco's
I know, but
better.
you let Darnold walk.
That does complicate things. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, we're on at 10 a.m. from Rufino's Lock of the Week, Friday. Text Morris Edward Jones Investments. Thanks to Walk-Ons. Stay tuned for Hunt, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.